While Jenny was taking a shower, she suddenly heard the doorbell ring. Thinking it was the movers delivering the furniture they had ordered, she quickly dried off and opened the door, only to find a bottle of red wine and a card signed by Gordo sitting on the ground. It turned out that Gordo had asked for their address the day before and sent the wine as a housewarming gift. The previous day, Simon had moved with his wife Jenny to sunny California, where they had purchased a luxurious villa. While shopping for furniture at the mall, a stranger had approached them and struck up a conversation. The man introduced himself as Gordo and claimed to be Simon's high school classmate. Simon, however, gave him a few dismissive responses before leaving with Jenny. The next morning, Simon headed off to his new job, leaving Jenny home alone with their dog, whom they had had for years. Jenny worked as a designer and could handle most of her projects from home. Recently, though, she had suffered a miscarriage due to overwhelming work stress, so for the past 6 months, she had turned down most of her assignments. After Simon left, Jenny went for her usual morning jog, and that was when she received Gordo's gift. The following evening, Gordo stopped by with a list of recommended local gardeners and housekeepers. Out of politeness, Jenny invited him in. When dinner time rolled around and he still showed no signs of leaving, she called Simon, who was working late, and urged him to come home. She then invited Gordo to stay for dinner. At the table, Gordo enthusiastically reminisced about their high school days. Back then, Simon had been the life of the party. Whatever he said, teachers and classmates would respond with great enthusiasm. Gordo admitted he had always envied Simon and went on to say how lucky Simon was to have married such an amazing woman as Jenny and to live in such a beautiful home. Simon, however, grew visibly impatient and even made a few remarks that came off as rude. The dinner ended awkwardly, and after Gordo left, Simon repeatedly warned Jenny to keep her distance from him, explaining that something about Gordo just made him uncomfortable. Jenny nodded in agreement, though deep down she didn't take her husband's concerns seriously. A couple of nights later, Simon and Jenny attended a welcome party thrown in his honor. When they returned home, they found another beautifully wrapped gift waiting at their doorstep. Inside was a box of fish food, along with a card that read, "Thank you for dinner." Gordo had also bought a few small fish and released them into the pond in front of their house. Jenny had only casually mentioned a few days earlier that she wanted to keep fish. She was increasingly impressed by how thoughtful Simon's old classmate was. Simon, however, didn't see it that way at all.